Welcome back. I'm your host, Darnell Jackson. In this crypto report, we're going to be talking about Elon Musk. He finally revealed his crypto selections. So we're going to be talking about that. But first, make sure you subscribe to your favorite channel on YouTube, Darnell Jackson Crypto. Okay, let's jump over to the agenda. We're talking about Elon Musk reveals his crypto. Tesla earns $1 billion in 3 months after buying $1 billion in Bitcoin. All right, now I know that's a mouthful. All right, so let's jump over to the tweets. We're going to be talking about some headlines, and then in the end, I'm going to show you some video of Elon Musk. He'll be revealing his crypto selections. So let's jump over to the tweet. The news that we're covering is Tesla reports more than $1 billion in net income during Q2, and this is up tenfold from a year ago. All right, this is the breaking news: is Tesla has exploded, crushing expectations. Here's Forbes. Tesla extended its earnings streak for an 8th consecutive quarter, the longest stretch of profitability in the company's history, posting the highest net income. Let's take a look at some headlines. And here is a report from Decrypt talking about Tesla. This article from Jeff John Roberts on Decrypt, talking about Tesla takes 23 million Q2 impairment from Bitcoin. Tesla famously bought 1.3 billion in Bitcoin in February, and he says today it had to mark down 23 million worth of Bitcoin due to some boring accounting rules that we're not going to really worry about here. In short, the Bitcoin markdown reflects a quirk in accounting rules more than it does an actual loss, and Tesla is benefiting from an incredible quarter. Electric car maker Tesla today posted blowout quarterly earnings exceeding $1 billion in profits for the first time, while producing and delivering more than 200,000 vehicles. But the company also revealed that Bitcoin put a slight drag on its earnings. In an earnings deck published after market close on Tuesday, the company noted a Bitcoin related impairment of 23 million, which is better than a 100 million impairment some analysts had predicted. Impairment is an accounting term for when a company must decrease the value of an asset. Here's a quick picture of the market. So you can see Bitcoin is around $37,000, $96.71. In the last 24 hours, we saw it run up and go down right now. Went up to as high as over 40, and now it's down below 38,000. Okay. So now let's jump over to more coverage. This is from CNBC. Tesla reports more than $1 billion in net income during Q2, up tenfold from a year ago. And the article here on CNBC by Laura is talking about Elon Musk's electric vehicle company beat expectations on both the top and bottom lines and passed 1 billion in quarterly net income for the first time. Just think about that for a second. That's making $1 billion in 90 days. Which goes on to say Tesla reported second quarter earnings after the bell Monday, and it's a beat on both the top and bottom lines. The shares for Tesla were up about 2% after hours. So here's the summary. Earnings $1.45 versus 98 cents per share. So that's about a 50% beat. The revenue was 11.96 billion versus 11.3 billion, which was expected. All right. So that was a big blowout quarter for Tesla. So now that you have an idea of what is happening with Tesla, they're making big money, and they did buy $1 billion in Bitcoin earlier in the winter before the spring started this year. So let's take a look at what Elon is saying about his holdings in his own words. We're going to be talking about the B word interview, but right now we're going to focus on what Elon had to say. It's very important what Elon says about digital money, and you will see right away in this video the real expertise that Elon possesses in terms of his experience. People forget that he came from PayPal, and that his real his knowledge in terms of actual time working on a project is in money, currency, credit, finance, and you'll see that come out of this clip.
And it does with PayPal, which is real time. But for the vast majority of the systems,
over to Elon.
What's influenced your views on Bitcoin?
Well, I've thought about money for quite a while, obviously since the PayPal days. And then the companies that preceded that, X.com, which I created, and Confinity, which Peter Thiel, Max Levchin, Luke Howry, and others created. We combined the companies and made PayPal. So I've been thinking about money for a long time. And really, I think it's best to think of money as an information system, primarily an information system for labor allocation. And for practical purposes, it exists in a series of heterogeneous databases, like very different databases in bank mainframes around the world. It moves quite slowly in reality. It seems to move fast sometimes, and it does with PayPal, which is real time. But the vast majority of the systems out there are batch processing. So the actual reconciliation may take 1 to 5 business days, sometimes longer. And you have the ACH system, which is ancient and still in operation, which is allows transfers effectively like a check would be an ACH transfer, but it's not secure. And you've got the credit card systems, which are also not secure. It would be like handing your username and password to a stranger in a restaurant if you buy a meal. So there's definitely an opportunity for something that is better from an information theory standpoint. So and there you can think of it like data on a network. I think is the way to view it. What has the most throughput? What has the least error? What drops the fewest packets? Fraud, for example, being a source of error. And government interference in currencies being a source of error. But it's fundamentally an information system. So I think it makes sense to support something that improves the quality of information with which we conduct the economy. And Bitcoin is a candidate for that. It does, I think, some things well, and it's obviously it's evolving, and there are additional things like Lightning being done on top of Bitcoin. But Bitcoin per se is mostly solving for scarcity, or rather solving for essentially having no throat to choke, decentralized. So there's no one who can be coerced in any way to empty their Bitcoin account. Well, I guess they could technically, but on an individual basis, but the system as a whole cannot. And it has an open ledger, which is also quite good. But transaction volume is low. Transaction cost is high, and usability for the average person is not yet very good. But it has a lot of potential. And I should say that, like, I'm not, and I apologize for taking a long time, but there certainly is a lot to say. In general, I'm a supporter of Bitcoin and the idea of cryptocurrency in general. But as I've said publicly, we do need to watch out for crypto taking, especially Bitcoin, using proof of work to maybe use energy that's maybe a bit too much and not necessarily good for the environment. So, but on balance, I support Bitcoin, and I'm not an investor. The only publicly traded stock I own is Tesla, and the only significant thing I own outside of Tesla is my SpaceX stock that could help create both companies. So
Okay, tell them again, Elon.
Significant thing I own outside of Tesla is my SpaceX stock that could help create both companies. So, but apart from that, I do own Bitcoin, and Tesla owns Bitcoin, SpaceX owns Bitcoin, and then I do personally own a bit of Ethereum and Dogecoin, of course. So.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, what I thought was really incredible about Elon's comments was he defined money as an information system primarily for the allocation of labor. This is the real thing I wanted to take away from this video. Shout out to the Tesla Intelligence UK channel on YouTube. Make sure you guys check out that video and like it if you can. Sign in to the Tesla Intelligence UK channel that has this. It has the clips of Elon Musk from the B word interview with the timestamps. But the first 5 minutes of this video are where, in my opinion, you're going to get the most value from what Elon Musk does, because with him being the richest man in the world and having a background in dealing with digital money through PayPal and other efforts, if it's one thing he really knows, it's money. So when he says that money itself is an information system that is designed for the allocation of labor, I find that to be very, very interesting, especially as somebody with a degree in information systems. Okay, there is a big difference between data and information, and hearing the richest man on earth describe money in terms of an information system is very telling about what Bitcoin's potential is when you see how it's integrated as an actual active real-time or on-demand system worldwide. All right, so that is the video that I wanted you guys to check out today. Thank you for liking the video. Shout out to everybody that subscribed, and thank you for liking today's video. If you didn't like today's video, make sure you check out all the other videos. I'm sure you will find one that you like. Keep watching them until you find one you like. If you don't find a video you like, then share every video you watched with somebody who will. Until the next time, peace.